Hi everybody, Cohh here with a quick thoughts video, this time on Remnant 2. This one has been a little bit delayed as I went right on to other games when I finished Remnant 2. But I did want to come back to it and make this video because, frankly, Remnant 2 is awesome. I did play it all the way through and beat it and even played more after it. And I can say I relatively emphatically recommend it. Remnant 2 is pretty much an improvement on the first game in nearly every way. It looks a little better. It's fully voice acted. The mechanics are tighter. The itemization is a little bit more fine-tuned. There are now classes in the game, and there's not only classes, but there's a dual classing system, which makes for a very interesting set of builds and abilities. It has a lot of customization. It has a lot of interesting worlds, and they have significantly improved on the, I don't want to call them roguelite elements because it's not a roguelite, but they've significantly improved the randomization of the kind of mini campaigns, which are the planets, from the first game. I not only played through the entire game on Nightmare mode, solo, which is difficult. I would not generally recommend that. There are some instances where it is pretty punishing in the right situations. But I also went back and continued to do some more farming. I what's called re-rolled worlds to get different outcomes and different bosses and different items, which is a very cool mechanic. And frankly, it's just overall a joy to play. The graphics are good, like I said. The music is great. The mechanics are tight. And it is a game that does foster for multiple playthroughs. In fact, it even has a difficulty that you can unlock and do later if you choose to do that. The way that the world systems work are every time you play through the game, not only do you get worlds in a random order, but then the worlds themselves have all sorts of different random things that can happen inside of them, in some cases affecting the main branch or kind of main quest of the world. So not only do you have a chance to have completely very different playthroughs, but they have added this cool feature called adventure mode where you can finish the game and go through all the worlds that you did in their RNG forms. And then you can do adventure mode and re-roll the worlds you've already done after you complete them once to then experience and get new items on the same character, play new bosses you haven't seen before, that kind of thing, and really flesh out the whole experience. The game is very grindy. So if you are a person that likes that, you will have plenty of opportunity to do that in this game, especially if you're one of the people that plans on finding the, slight spoilers, we'll say classes not available at the beginning. And then, of course, getting them to max level, which, unlocks new abilities, new passives, all sorts of things. So it is a very good game. I strongly recommend it. Like I said, pretty much an improvement over the first one in every way. And frankly, I hope in some way they continue this franchise because with as many improvements that happen between 1 and 2, I can only imagine how good a Remnant 3 would be. At the end of this video, I would be remiss to mention this. The game, although pretty rock solid, does have some bugs. It is still an indie game at heart. It's a really, really well-made indie game, but it does have some bugs at heart, and it does have some bugs. And most importantly, I will also say there are definitely some issues with this game that I would say relate to kind of the fundamental design that can get frustrating. So the best thing I can say, for instance, is there are classes that have pets, but then there are bosses, for instance, that will instantly kill them in the first 15 to 20 seconds, and therefore kind of invalidates a lot of those classes. There is a very well-developed melee system if you compare it to the first game, but then there's bosses that are in some ways kind of immune to that system. So, it's not one of those things you can really lean into, or at least you feel kind of slighted if you do, because you're not then able to, fundamentally realize the power that you've been working on, or in some cases specializing into. Especially considering how many interesting items there are in the game, combined with the amount of classes, combined with the fact you can dual class, the ability to really make your character do what you want it to do is awesome. But just keep in mind, there are parts of this game that they kind of want you to do a specific way, generally with just kind of maximizing your range damage. So if you're a person that wants to kind of take advantage of everything the game has to offer, may for now want to look down that route. Anyway, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this thoughts video. You can find my entire Remnant 2 playthrough here on the channel, or Remnant 1 if you want to catch up as well. Like I said, this game is a big 2 thumbs up, and hopefully we will see much more from this studio as they did a great job, and I hope they continue to improve their already awesome iterations. All right, that's it from me. See you guys later. Bye-bye.